17 when I slid my father's money across my stepfather's dinner table. His mother sat across from me. She stopped chewing. She read the top line. She folded her napkin. She stood up. She walked out of the house he bought with my dead father's money. 2 years earlier, my dad died and left me everything he had. The adults raising me spent it before I turned 18. They almost got away with it. My dad died on a Tuesday. He was 46, a middle school history teacher. He was grading papers at the kitchen table when his heart stopped. I was 14. At the funeral, I wore a gray cardigan he used to put on when the kitchen got cold. I never gave it back. A month later, the lawyer called my mother with a number: $342,000. Life insurance, his 401k, consolidated into a custodial account designated for my college. One custodian, my mother. Accessible on my 18th birthday. She signed the papers. I signed a page I did not read. I was 14. I signed what they told me to sign. 14 months after the funeral, my mother got married again. Courthouse. No family. I wore a borrowed tie. His name was Raymond Calloway. Ray. A too wide smile. Pocket squares he could not pull off. He called me buddy. He moved in that weekend. The following spring, he and my mother put a form in front of me. Tax consolidation, they said. A routine update. I was 15. I signed where my mother pointed. I would like to tell you I read it. I did not read it.
February of my senior year. I had filed a university admissions form listing the trust's EIN. 1 week later, a bank statement landed in my school mailbox. An address correction had rerouted it from a P.O. box I did not know existed. I opened it between classes. Account balance, $4,128.17. 2 years of a trust that was supposed to hold $342,000. Interest. I was reading 2 years of interest on money that was no longer there. At dinner that night, I asked my mother, "We'll talk about it later, honey." Ray laughed. "Paperwork thing, you know how banks are." I did not sleep. That night, I started reading every statement going back to the day Dad died. For 6 weeks, I read county records, the state custodial registry, my Uncle David's garage, Dad's younger brother, the only adult who still said my father's name. He kept the original trust in a fireproof box. He handed it to me without a word. I saw my father's signature for the first time in 2 years. Then the numbers lined up. March 18th, 2024, $190,000, out of my trust, into Ray's checking. April 9, $124,482 more. 3 days later, a wire, $245,000 to a title company. Linden Avenue, $612,000. Title recorded, Raymond J. Calloway, a single man. On the wire memo, typed by Ray himself, Ref. Calloway Custodial Account 7741. He had written the source of the money on his own receipt. Tuesday, April 14th, 5 days before the dinner, I hand-wrote a note to Ray's mother, Grandma Nora, 71, a retired probate paralegal of 31 years. On the first anniversary of my dad's death, she had mailed me a card. James was a good man. I mailed her a copy of everything I had. The note read, "Grandma Nora, I am making a legal decision this month. Before I do, I wanted the paralegal in the family to read what I have. No reply needed. Ethan." I told no one.
Sunday, 7 in the evening. The house on Linden Avenue. Candles on the table. Roast chicken. 6 chairs. Ray's parents, Harold and Nora, up from Toledo. His sister Lindsay beside them. My mother pouring wine no one was drinking. Ray here at the head of the table, carving. I wore my father's gray cardigan. Nora looked at it once, said nothing. I set a manila folder beside my plate. Ray did not ask what it was. Between the salad and the main course, I slid a copy across the table. To Ray, to Nora, to Lindsay. I did not slide one to my mother. She already knew. Ray tried to laugh. "What's this, paperwork night?" I did not look at him. I looked at Nora. "Grandma Nora, you're the paralegal in the family. You tell me what I'm looking at, because Mom says it's fine." Nora put on her reading glasses. She opened the folder. The room went still. Ray's smile held for 3 seconds. Then his face went through 3 colors. Confused, amused, ashen. He reached for her packet.
Nora, without looking up, slid it out of his reach. She turned to the wire memo. Ref, Callaway custodial account, 7741. She read the line twice. Harold put both hands flat on the table and stared at his plate. The candle nearest Ray guttered. Nora took off her reading glasses. She folded her napkin, a full square, corner to corner, then in half, and laid it beside her plate. She stood, picked up her purse, looked at me, not at her son. James was a good man, Ethan. I'm sorry. I'm going to my hotel. Lindsay pushed her chair back and followed her mother. The front door closed. For 5 seconds, no one breathed. My mother was crying. Ethan, why are you doing this here? Because the house is in his name, not yours. Look. Ray opened his mouth. Nothing came out.
Wednesday, Miss Delaney filed a breach of fiduciary duty petition. Lis Pendens recorded on the Linden Avenue title. My mother, maimed co-defendant. Restitution, $314,482 plus interest. 30 days for Ray to respond. A week later, a letter on lined paper. Harold's careful handwriting. I am ashamed of my son. Your father was my friend once, and I owe you this apology in writing. Nora volunteered to give deposition testimony. I moved in with Uncle David. My mother did not call for 6 months. Morning in Uncle David's kitchen, light through the window. Dad's graduation photo in one hand, the probate summons in the other. Coffee cooling between them. The money was never the point. The paperwork was how I got to say my father's name out loud in a room that had spent 2 years erasing it.